We may have had the last Group 1 race for the season last weekend, but the group racing action continues this weekend here in Hong Kong. This is what we've got in store on HK Direct this time. And the main race at Sha Tin on Sunday is the Group 3 Lion Rock Trophy over 1,600 metres. Plus Western Express is in Japan to run on the Yasuda Kinen. Dave Morgan will join us via Skype to tell us more. OK, but let's start off with what's going on here in Hong Kong this weekend, where the feature race is the Group 3 Lion Rock Trophy, worth $3 million. Here are the runners and riders for the event on Sunday. Starting off with Werther, who's got the top weight to carry of 133 pounds. He's drawn beautifully for his comeback run in Gate 3. Beauty Only is a Group 1 winner of the Hong Kong Mile going back to 2016. Denozo was one of a couple of runners in the race for John Size, the other being Prawn Barbar over the page. And then the field goes down to the Golden Age, one of 3 runners in the event for Tony Cruz. Classic Emperor is better known for his efforts on the dirt track this season. And Sichuan Da is down the bottom. Derek Leung takes the ride for Tony Millard. But much of the attention for the race will be on Werther from the John Moore stable. This is his first run since he bled last time out when second in the Hong Kong Gold Cup behind Time Warp. Here's what John Moore had to say about his chances earlier in the week.
Great to have him back. It was a real shame when he did bleed that day when he was going to run past Zach's horse, but he's come back really, really well. There's been no sign of any blood. Soundness-wise, very sound. What he's done on the track, and except, you know, his last trial was very, very good. You could see him close from the rear and got home really strong, and Douglas was full of praise for that, for the second trial. So we're going in, okay, we're fighting the handicap system, but he's a fresh horse. And I think he'll be, as far as I'm concerned, he'll be the horse to beat.
He's a former Horse of the Year who has run well over the mile when fresh in the past. And we know just how good Werther is on his day. All being well, after Sunday, he'll head to Japan to contest the Yasuda Kinen at the end of June. As far as the main dangers are concerned, though, let's start off with Beauty Only. We know how much talent this horse has got. He's the winner of the Hong Kong Mile going back a couple of years ago. This is his most recent run in the Champions Mile. He's a get-back, run-on type of horse. On this day, on Champions Day, the track was favouring those who are up on the pace, so it didn't really suit him. Pace-wise, the race didn't really suit him either. Beauty Generation was able to lead throughout, yet I still like the way that he got to the line. He's a class horse. He's certainly the best of the milers in this race. This is an easier race on Sunday than what he contested last time out. He's a winner 2 starts ago, so I think he's one of the better hopes in the race, Beauty Only, with Neil Callan on board. Tony Cruz has got some other key chances in the race, though. Let's have a look at those. They came through the Hong Kong Macau Trophy back in the middle of May. There's one I'm particularly keen on in this. We'll start off and have a look at the Golden Age, who's up on the speed in this race. Also take note of Joyful Trinity, who's recently joined the Casper Founds stable, and Romantic Touch. So, having a look at the race, of the 3 of them that we've highlighted, the Golden Age is the one that I'm most keen on his chances. He's got a lightweight. Joe Moreira will take the ride. He'll be up on the pace. He'll make his own luck. He's a very consistent type of horse. This was his first run after the Derby. He ran an admirable race in the Derby. He performed well here behind the winner, California Whip. This was over 1,400 metres. He'll step up to 1,600 metres. He's had this run under his belt, and the extra distance will certainly suit him. The other one that I think some sort of a hope out of those 3 is Romantic Touch, the winner of the Macau Hong Kong Trophy earlier on in the season. He's been in pretty good form. It's a race for mine on Sunday that lacks depth, so after the first 3, definitely think the Romantic Touch is some sort of a place hope in the event. But as far as my selections go, it is the Golden Age on top for me for Joe Moreira and Tony Cruz. Ahead of Beauty Only, Werther I've got in for 3rd, and Romantic Touch in on a place line. 8, 2, 1 and 4 are my numbers for the Lion Rock Trophy. If I was having a bet, I'd be backing the Golden Age to win. So that's the feature race in Hong Kong this weekend, the Lion Rock Trophy. But in Japan, Hong Kong interest will be represented by Western Express, who lines up in the Group 1 Yasuda Kinen. Sam Clipperton's gone over to take the ride. Before flying over to Japan, this is what he had to say about the chances of Western Express.
Look, I think the racing will certainly suit him. He's a big horse, and he likes the pace on which they certainly, they certainly go a solid pace in Japan. He's two Group 1 seconds. He's probably been beaten by pace a little bit. They've gone sort of fast early and then really slackened up mid-race. Where in Japan they should go a solid gallop right through. So, look, I think it'll definitely suit him, and I'm hoping he can run well.
There's Sam Clipperton's thoughts on riding in Japan on Western Express. It will be Sam's first time riding over there. Dave Morgan from the Hong Kong Jockey Club, though, is in Tokyo covering Western Express's tilt at the Yasuda Kinen. Dave, thank you for joining us via Skype. You've been out of the track in the mornings. How does Western Express look?
He looks like a happy horse, to be honest. When I saw him yesterday for the first time, I thought he looked a little bit on the leaner, fitter side. That's backed up by the weight. This morning he weighed in at about 1,225 pounds, which is around about his champion's mile weight when he ran second. He looks well, he's working well, and John Size seems happy with him.
John Size, of course, is no stranger to going over to Japan for the Yasuda Kinen. This is his 10th tilt at the race. Never won it. Best result was when he finished second with Armada. How do you measure up Western Express and his hopes in the race?
Well, yeah, John's been coming here for 10 years, and that remains his best result. We've seen horses come here in the past that had really good form in Hong Kong. They're coming at the end of a long, hard season. Western Express has had 10 runs, so the question is he got anything left in the tank? And really, we won't know until we get to race day and see what he can do. Looking at the field, there are a handful that look like they have very strong chances, and there are quite a few you're looking at that could fill feasibly that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th position. So where Western Express will fit in that, not entirely sure. I would expect if he runs up to his best form, we could see a similar run to Beauty Only last year.
He ran quite well in that race, Beauty Only, last year too, without figuring in the placings. You've been speaking to John Size and Sam Clipperton since you've been over there. What are their vibes heading into the race?
Yeah, Sam was there this morning for the first time. He seems pretty confident that the horse will be better suited by the fast pace here in Japan. So he's going in with positivity. John, as always, he's very level about how he views his horses and he views the chances. But you'd think he wouldn't bring this horse unless he thought the form measured up, and that's what he was saying yesterday. He's run second in 2 Group 1s in Hong Kong. He's very much entitled to be here, and he expects him to run really well.
Of the Japanese milers, Persian Knight, of course, won the mile championship going back to last year. Suave Richards, a Group 1 winner of the Osaka High. Looking at it, who are the ones that Western Express is going to have to beat there on Sunday?
Well, those that you mentioned, I'm a big fan of Persian Knight. I think he was a little unfortunate in the Osaka High. Suave Richards stole a march on him. Suave Richards is stepping back to a mile for the first time in his career, whereas Persian Knight, as you said, he's a Group 1 winner at this distance. They would be the ones I would pick against the rest. We've got horses like Real Steel, Red Falcons. Yeah, but for me, Persian Knight's the one, and Suave Richard would be the big danger. Other people might like others, but for me, Persian Knight.
OK, so Persian Knight, your pick. Dave, enjoy the next few days in Japan. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and apologise for those minor little delays that we had there on the connection. But thanks for taking the time to chat to us.
Thanks very much.
Dave Morgan there joining us via Skype to discuss the chances of Western Express, who'll fly the flag for Hong Kong in the Yasuda Kinen. We'll be covering that on Sunday as part of our Trackside Live coverage, which gets underway slightly earlier at 12:15 due to the Yasuda Kinen coverage. And our feature race here in Hong Kong is the Lion Rock Trophy, and that's due at 4:10. You can follow more of Western Express in Japan through David Morgan's articles that are going to be on the Hong Kong Jockey Club website, hkjc.com, and also through social media at hkjc_racing. As we wrap up the show today, though, we're going to finish off with Masterclass for the month of May. Plenty of potential nominees for the award. Zach Purton and Joe Moreira have been battling it out for the Jockeys Premiership. Tommy Berry rode a treble at Sha Tin last Sunday, but the award goes to a man who won all 3 group races in Hong Kong in the month of May and got his horse Pakistan Star to win his 2nd Group 1 for the season after earlier on in the season he was banned from racing. The award for Masterclass goes to Tony Cruz.
Everyone's hoping we see the absolute best of him because he's such an exciting racehorse when he's good.
Brett, for one of the big ones of the season, Pakistan Star is our odds-on favourite.
Ready to go. They're off in the Standard Chartered Champions and Chader Cup, and Pakistan Star stepped beautifully.
Look, I can't express how well Tony's done with his horse to do what he was doing. He wasn't even racing at the start of the season. We never saw him in December, and from to win 2 Group 1s on end and not just win them, he absolutely flogged them.
Pakistan Star given a taste of the Persuader with 100 to go, and he's burst away from Exultant, trying to stick on, then Eagle Way, but Pakistan Star, he is the shining light of Hong Kong racing, and he takes a 2nd Group 1.